zoom in close up to you. I can then pull back and pan over to both of us. I can then swing around 180 degrees if somebody happened to be coming
What I
in
like
the
is
door.
when you do those shots or you do flip it around, it's smooth. Like a lot of times I get seasick watching some of my
You
footage.
have options.
I'm like,
You have options in the transition.
Yeah,
You set what they call keyframes.
Yes.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. What I'm going to do this morning is kind of just like a daily vlog, little commentary about, well, me. Some of you don't find these things interesting and are looking more for how-to videos, recipe videos, scientific explanation videos, and all kinds of things. And I do those and I alternate. Sometimes I go for a walk. Sometimes I just stand out back in the sun. Sometimes I sit here and rant. But I do put out a video every day. And when you put out a video every day, you get up in the morning and you say, okay, what am I going to do today? Had a visit last night, something that hardly ever happens to me. I actually had a visit at my home from someone who is becoming a friend. And one of my viewers started out as one of my viewers. And that was Jonathan from a channel called Bags Packed Family. Jonathan has been a follower of mine for a long time. And for the last 9 years, he's lived in Indonesia with his wife and 3 children and done a travel channel on YouTube, amassed almost 250,000 subscribers, which I think of all of my viewers that have a YouTube channel, I think he's the largest. I think he and Curry from Homestead How are kind of about the same size. And he's such a nice guy. And he and his family have just moved back from Indonesia, back to the States, and they're going to live in Alaska. And on their way back from Indonesia, they flew into Florida, and they're going to film a series of travel videos about their journey across the United States. They're going to make one video for each state that they go through. And they're going to release them over the next few months, I would imagine, because right now on his channel, he's releasing the series of videos that he shot over the last couple of months, traveling around in Vietnam, Thailand, Dubai, and other places like that. We had a great visit. We talked about philosophy. We talked about carnivore. We talked about the technical side of running a YouTube channel, of cameras, of editing.
Including what's directly above it and what's directly below it. And you just have to be careful in the editing that you don't get too much. You're not focusing too much on the stuff that's way out of the on the wide.
And we sat around for hours. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I know you're going to be watching this video, Jonathan. I just want you to know how much I enjoyed your visit and how much I appreciated it. I'd encourage everybody to subscribe to his channel if you're interested in that kind of travel video. His channel name is Bags Packed Family. So I'm sitting here. I was up kind of late, but I still got up at 5 a.m. this morning. Took care of a lot of website and YouTube channel housekeeping and answering comments. And I decided to come outside, take a little break, because it's 8 o'clock and I've already put in about 3 hours of work today, about the time most people are just getting out of bed. And my break is usually have a cup of coffee in the morning, sit out here. I have a TV and take a look at my particular YouTube feed, because it's always interesting to see, based on all of my actions, all of my web searches, and you all know how much information, personal information, that these search engines and Google and all of the other data collection things that they have, our cell phones, our locations, what products we're searching for on the internet. And that all goes into some huge algorithm that generates a feed for us on YouTube, and we all have it. And that's how we find new channels and new videos, and the videos from the channels that we follow. We also have a feed that's labeled subscriptions, where it shows us only the channels we're subscribed to, ordered by the newest post from any of them. And I check that out constantly because I don't want to miss any new stuff from people that I've thought enough of to subscribe to. But most of the time, I'm curious about something new or something in areas of interest that I may have, at least that Google thinks that I have, in my recommended feed. So I thought, and I don't know if you're going to be interested in this, but I thought today it might be fascinating for you to see what Google thinks is going to interest me the most in the wide range of interests that I have. So I want to turn this camera around and kind of narrate through this as I go through the top level of the YouTube recommendations for me today, and maybe give you a little commentary on them as I go. Okay, here's my TV. Here's my YouTube feed. Now, I have a channel, my personal channel. This is not my YouTube app, is not logged into my Old Guy Carnivore channel. It's logged into my personal channel. That allows me to look at YouTube and not be associated with my carnivore channel. But this is just Mitch. Just Mitch. And this is the recommended feed that comes up from Roku, on a Roku TV running the YouTube app. I can't see the descriptions of these videos without pushing a bunch of buttons. I can't see the comments. I can't even leave comments on this, but I can sit back and watch these things. So let's start. Let's start at the top here. The first one is an update on the Boeing Starliner and the fact that they're having some problems. And this is a hot topic in the news, and everybody and their brother is posting videos about this. So many of these channels that post videos about this are pretty much all AI generated stuff with clickbaity thumbnails. And more often than not, when I see them, I just delete or hide the channel because I'm tired of watching people trying to capitalize on every little hot topic that comes up. And I think this particular video, which I started to watch yesterday but never finished it, is one of those. Next, we've got my friend Merwin from Australia, Carnivore Odyssey. I like her videos. We are going to get together and do a joint video, the two of us. She's a wonderful lady living in Australia that is fighting her way back to health using carnivore. It's an interesting journey. And that's Merwin. her video came up this morning, her new video. Her new videos always show up early in my recommended feed. Next, we have a video, Can I Eat Keto Long Term? I don't think I'll watch this. I already know the answer to that. Next, we have a Starlink update. A Starlink update because I'm interested in Starlink because I would love nothing more than to be able to ditch my current cable-based internet provider if and when any of these other alternatives become viable and not too expensive and give me a little more bandwidth than I have right now. So I'm interested in that, and I get fed a lot of videos about SpaceX and Starlink. Next, we all know who this guy is, and I'm a subscriber to my own channel from this channel. So since I watch a lot of my own videos just to make sure they're good and they're uploaded properly, evidently YouTube thinks that this old guy carnivore guy is one of my favorite channels, and I get presented with more of my own stuff than I'm sure any of my regular viewers do. Next, we got a doctor telling us the 3 key factors overlooked by patients and doctors in the management of hypertension. I definitely am interested in medical things, and I listen and watch a lot of videos about that. I learn a lot. Sometimes I learn how wrong they can be. In fact, most of the time, that's what I learn. Now we have a channel from the Butcher Wizard that I watch a lot because I learn a lot about meat here, and these guys are very good. They're very good. They've got a fairly large following, and it's a very informative channel. Now, I'm, like most people, interested in politics, so I, of course, get a feed from Sky News Australia. Looks like it might be from Ken Berry. But whenever I see Ken Berry's picture on a thumbnail, and I see Ken Berry's name in the description, in the title of the video, seeing as this happens so often, and it's one of my greatest pet peeves, is that so many YouTubers, and I think this is out and out fraud between you and me, try to capitalize on the big guys by making you think that this is actually a Ken Berry video, and they will plagiarize and they will show so much from his videos and interject a little commentary every minute or so to satisfy YouTube's requirements for what really amounts to plagiarism. And this channel name is Happy Habit Podcast. Obviously, it's not working. They have less than 1,000 views on this video, but they would have got no views had Ken Berry's picture not been on the cover. I am going to tell them that I don't recommend this channel to me anymore. I do that no fewer than 10, 20 times a day just to get this stuff out of my feed, because YouTube knows that I'm interested in Ken Berry and feeds me all of that stuff. Adobe, the company that makes the editing and graphics software I use and pay a lot of money every month to subscribe to, has been doing some strange and stupid things. So there have been a raft of videos exposing some of the underhanded tactics that this huge company is using, basically capitalizing on all of their subscribers and users' private work that resides on their cloud software. So I'm not going to get rid of them, but I don't have time to watch that. Here's a physics and science-based channel that's pretty good. It's actually PBS, and they're talking about things scientific and physical. In this case, they're talking about one of the physics discoveries that just won the Nobel Prize. One of my favorite cardiologist doctors on YouTube, Dr. Nadir Ali. Here's a video from a channel called Doctors to Trust, which I watch, and always happy to see things from him. Tradition and food webs, a focus on stable isotopes, part 4. Stable isotopes are what are used to find out what living things ate hundreds of thousands of years ago. It's a science that I'm fascinated about. And I generally watch these videos. I learn a lot from them. Now we got some more politics. Some guy put a GPS tractor in his recycling, and this video is going to show us where it ended up. And people love these kind of videos. This one's got over 500,000 views already in 12 days. I'm always shown things by Sean Baker, how many different kinds of DNA can be found in a McDonald's quarter pounder. Now, that's an interesting concept. How many different cows ended up getting chopped up to make a huge batch of ground beef that McDonald's uses? I also get a ton of how to do YouTube, how to get views, how to do all these other things. I hardly ever watch any of them because most of the time their information involves doing things that I just don't want to do. More politics. Here's one from my friend Lee Copas at Kent Carnivore, who puts out great videos, and I always watch his. Never forget, they wouldn't let me eat without a vaccine certificate, a subject I stay away from completely on my channel. If you want to get copyright striked, or you want to get a strike because you've violated community guidelines, talk about anything related to the big C, the pandemic, and complain about things, and they will cancel you. I don't know who this guy is, but he just quit. He says, I quit or lose everything. I don't care. Being a musician and loving jazz and loving these things, I get a lot of music. I get a lot of music presented to me, especially I love some of these big organs and big church organs and pipe organs. So I get a lot of organ stuff fed to me. Here's another one of those channels that talks about SpaceX and NASA with these AI generated. I've told them many times.
If the Starship launched earlier this month,
I've told them many times, don't recommend this channel to me. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't know what that is. StreamYard is the software that I use to stream my live streams, and they have a channel, and they're always posting interesting things. Some of it I watch, some of it I don't. Here's a video. This guy, I was at the rock bottom. People love to watch this stuff, but obviously not this one, from a channel called the Meat Mafia Podcast. And they do some good stuff, but I don't understand that they never get any views. 2 hours, and this video's gotten 12 views on YouTube. Some drone stuff. And you can hear in the background that my phone notifications just keep going off, because that keeps me busy all day. We got fishing stuff. Live streaming TV service, a new one. Here's a guy that says that he can remove 100 illnesses if you just toe bounce up and down on your toe. Eliminate the 100 illnesses. Okay, here's one. Reset your health. Here's a musical one. Here's a camera one. Here's one that's telling me there was a scandal in Apollo 15. I don't know why they present me the bounty hunter. This stuff, carnivore diet buzz grows. I don't know who this guy is, but I might watch that if I find I have a spare minute. Now we have a supplement salesman. Here's your best supplement to buy. Another small YouTube channel. And we're back around again. And that's kind of a little indication of what YouTube thinks that I would be interested in. And when I look through these recommendations, I try to gain some insight into what is it about that subject or what is it about that video that out of the millions and millions and millions of videos that get uploaded to YouTube every day, they thought I would be more interested in those and more likely to click on those than any of the other videos out there. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. I don't want to ramble on too long this morning. I wanted to tell you about my visit with Jonathan yesterday. Last night when Jonathan was here, I got a notice, right when he was here, I got a notice from Amazon that they lowered the price. They lowered the price on that 7-in-1 Ninja air fryer that a few weeks ago went from $379 down to $199, which I thought was the deal of the century. And I posted in my community tab. Last night I posted in my community tab that it's down to $179. That's 51% off. And I know most of you have probably gotten air fryers already, but if you really wanted one of these things, I can't even imagine it getting any cheaper than that. So I did post on the community tab. I hope those things don't annoy you. So many of my viewers thank me for letting them know. I'm going to continue to do that. If you're not interested in that, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Not everybody's alike. Not everybody is interested in all of the same things. I can't please everybody all the time. But as long as somebody's happy and somebody might benefit from something I put out there, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. I didn't buy one for myself, and now I'm even more tempted, even though, like I say, I already have 5 air fryers. I don't need another one. And the Ninja that I have has everything that this one has except the griddle with its own heating element, which is cool. But for me, I have many other ways, especially my favorite carbon steel pan, to sear steaks and cook burgers and things like that, that it would just be for sheer gadgetness that I might buy one for myself. And I still am tempted at this price to buy one. Anyway, the link's on my website. You know where to find that. And if you're interested, there's a post there with a link to it. A couple of you have already jumped right on and told me, wow, thank you. I just ordered one. And that's great. Helps me out too. Anyway, I am preparing for my private community live stream tonight. We're up to 110 members, which is very gratifying so far. And we always have a great time on Thursday night. If you want to join that, fine. If not, that's fine. On that live stream, anybody who wants can come in a window, talk personally with everybody else and me. So enjoy your day, enjoy your morning. Always good to see you. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat.